Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode of the podcast. This week I am joined by the wonderful April Dace. Now, April has been on the podcast before talking about her incredible experience in jewellery making. She is a fine jeweller and she runs her own business, and she has lots of experience in the trade as well. And she teaches our masterclass online at Jewellers Academy for the Tiara wedding bands, which are these beautiful wedding bands which fit alongside an engagement ring. And she covers in that course two main different projects. There's a 5-core setting band, which is pretty epic, and also a 3-pair collet setting band. So hopefully you guys will remember her from that, but if not, you'll get to meet her again today. And today we're going to be sharing about a very exciting opportunity, which is that April is coming to teach with us in Brighton for a 3-day in-person masterclass, which you all are invited to. So I know for many people, Brighton isn't close or nearby, but this is a class really worth traveling for. So even if you are overseas or further away, I would listen on to hear about the program and what you can expect from it, particularly if you are intermediate to advanced level and looking to improve your stone setting skills and making kind of commercial engagement rings. This is a brilliant course to help move on your skills in that way. So welcome, April. Thank you so much for coming back to the podcast.
Hi, Jess. Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Yes, and I'm excited that we are back talking about the in-person course. So just a few little details before we get into sharing a bit more about April and her story and how the program works, is that this masterclass runs from the 2nd to the 4th of October this year, and it is Thursday to Saturday, so it is 3 days here in Brighton, and April is going to be covering how to make, I'm going to show it here for anyone watching on the video, but no, I'm going to tell you in case you're not. It's the Tiara wedding band with the 5 claws. So you can't actually see it that well on this video, but on the link, which I'll put in the show notes, you'll see a beautiful video of it. And it's just tiny baby claw settings, basically, in like a wishbone sort of style ring. And this fits really well underneath pretty much any engagement ring. So there is a tiny baby pair in the middle, and then 2 round claws either side, and they're all embedded into the ring. So it's really kind of neat and beautiful design. So April, maybe tell us a bit about why did we choose this design and why are we teaching this? What are people going to be able to get from learning this?
Yeah, I think it's this one's a really advanced project, but it's also great because you can apply these techniques to a lot of different jewelry making projects that you might have, and it's a very popular style, isn't it? So yeah, it's definitely an attractive piece, and like I said, it's got lots of technical aspects in it, so it's a great all-rounder, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, you've got your stone setting, there's lots of soldering in there, also working with rings and shaping rings, which always seems like it should be easier than it is, but actually that's often the hardest bit, isn't it, is getting the perfect kind of match and shape, especially working with wedding and engagement rings, which a lot of jewelers and fine jewelers kind of move on to do. Also, I love that you could have a top and a bottom. So you've got your wedding ring and you've got it underneath. But what I'm seeing more and more of nowadays is people also having a top. And so it's kind of clever because we've moved from selling someone 1 ring to selling them 3 rings.
The matching set type thing is, it's very popular, and so.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's like April said, it's quite advanced. And we recommend it for students who've sort of are at the same level as someone who've completed the fine diploma or the advanced diploma. And we'd usually say a good test is if you can make a solitaire ring, like a double gallery solitaire ring by yourself, set the stone, everything, then you're probably ready to move on to something like this. And of course, we'll be there to support you and encourage you. And it's small class sizes. There's a maximum of 8 students on this class, so you'll get lots of time with April as well. April, do you want to share just a little bit about yourself for anyone who's not met you before, in terms of your jewelry making experience and how you've come to be teaching jewelry making as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm based in Norfolk, and I have my own studio now, which is exciting. That's come first part of this year, moved out of the bedroom studio. So yeah, I basically design and make fine jewelry, bespoke fine jewelry. So I do a lot of wedding bands and engagement rings, but I'll basically make anything for anyone, really. I do a lot of remodeling, a lot of repairs, and I started off with a university degree in more sort of art jewelry style. So it's a lot of mixed media, very design led. And then after that, I started working for local jewellers in their workshops. I started in the shop and then worked my way up to the workshop. So I learned a lot of my traditional jewelry making skills in those positions. And then I went self-employed in 2020, and it's just kind of gone from there, really. I mean, the teaching came in. I found Jewellers Academy and did a few courses there, and I think I can't remember how. Oh, I started mentoring on the fine diploma, I believe. Yeah, I'm trying to think back now. And then we came and did some filming, and I did the Jewellers Retreat, didn't I? So yeah, and it's kind of snowballed from there. I do sort of one-to-one teaching, things like that, and the new studio that I've got is going to allow me to do smaller group classes. So I just love it. I just enjoy it.
Yeah. You guys may have seen April on the Jewellers Retreat. I forgot about that. Which show we made for YouTube a couple of years back now, with our diploma students, and April was one of the mentors on there. But we gradually infiltrated you into the fold, April. We were like, she's so good. We need to get her teaching. She's amazing. And if you haven't checked out April's jewelry before, please do. It's really beautiful, very kind of classic style. And like you said, you can make anything, but lots of kind of wedding and engagement rings and all those things that so many of us love learning how to make, because it can help to grow our businesses as well. So April, if someone does want to come and check you out, might as well share it now rather than wait to the end. Where can they find out about you online?
So Instagram's probably the place I hang out most. So that's at April Dace Jewelry. So yeah, that's where I am.
Brilliant. Definitely go and give April a follow and have a look at her stuff. And then coming back to how the class works and how it's structured, because I think it can be quite nerve-wracking booking something like this, especially if you're traveling, and it might be in a different country or just a different part of the country, and you're booking hotels and you're staying and all of that kind of stuff. It's always helpful to know some of the logistics. So obviously the school is based in central Brighton, so it's really easy to get to from anywhere. There's lots of hotels, and if you need any help with that, you can get in touch with us at Brighton and we'll be able to help you out. I think early October is still going to be a really nice time of year. We often get quite an Indian summer, don't we, in the UK, and it's quite warm. So hopefully be able to go to the beach in your lunch break and in the evenings and relax and enjoy yourself. I know our diploma students have absolutely loved being by the beach, because I was chatting to someone the other day that they're so much more relaxed than the students in London, because I think in London after the course you get on a tube which is packed full of people, and in the morning it's the same, which is fine, it's just part of city life. Whereas here they all go to the beach after the day and like just sit there for a bit and have a drink and hang out and go back to bed.
I mean, even when I came and filmed this for the online masterclass, it was just so nice. I'm not just saying it either. As a mum, to have that break as well was amazing, and just have that. I just went for walks on the beach, and it was lovely. Yeah, it was really nice.
I think it's not to be underestimated. I think it does really help your processing, because it's like your brain can just and your body, because it's quite physical, isn't it? Fine jewelry making, any jewelry making, we're using our eyes, looking at really detailed things. We're definitely going to be using magnification for this class, so make sure you bring it up to visors, or we have lots here as well, but if you have specific ones that you're comfortable with, make sure you bring those. And and the body and everything. And so just to be able to have that space and time where it's like, okay.
Yeah. Kind of bring your senses back, kind of ground your senses again, I think, because listening to the sea and seeing the sun coming through, and I don't know, and breathing in the air and everything, because your body can get quite tense, and I mean mentally as well. When I've done courses and learning and things, I think it's either self-induced pressure or it's just a long day. So at the end of the day, it's nice to, after a bit of sort of tense feeling, it's nice just to kind of relax, and it's definitely a relaxing place. So definitely feel that.
And I love what you shared about the self-induced pressure as well. I definitely have that. When you've paid for a course and you've traveled, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to do well. And I think that can really, it's understandable and it's normal, but it can actually really hinder in a way. So I have to have a little word with myself and say, look, you're just here to learn. Whatever you learn is enough. You can go home and practice afterwards. It doesn't need to be perfect. And I think we're going to be sharing lots of those mantras throughout these masterclasses as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Might not all go perfectly to plan the first time, but I'm sure, April, the first time you ever made one of these, it probably wasn't all plain sailing either.
No. The first time you do something, it is it can feel stressful, can't it? But and even like I said, reverting back to the filming, that's a different environment for me. So even though I'd done these rings before, I can sort of relate in that way with the long day and a new environment and all of that sort of stuff. And like I say, sort of at the end of the day, it's like a reset, isn't it? And then you're ready to go back again. So, but well, not only will you learn a lot, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun anyway. So
we definitely will. And there's more than one studio in Brighton. So we'll be in the main studio doing the masterclass, but there'll be some other students in other studios doing bits and pieces. So it's a real community down here. And we're shortly going to be opening a little gallery at the front as well. So there's lots going on. There's always things to get involved in and get excited about. I think when people come here, they just have this renewed energy and love for their jewelry making, because it's so nice to go to a place where everyone loves jewelry making and everyone's excited to be there. And so we kind of feed off each other's energy in that way, which
inspiring.
It's
an inspiring thing, and seeing it, because we're very things tactile when you're making jewelry, and to see these things in front of your eyes is very different, isn't it? Be in that environment. I'm so excited, I can't wait. I think it's a really good thing to do that every now and then, isn't it? To sort of come offline and take yourself to these sorts of environments, whether it's a gallery or whatever it might be. It's another reset, isn't it?
Absolutely. And what you shared before, whether you're a parent or, we all have responsibilities, don't we, at home? And I think I definitely enjoy going away to learn, because I can immerse myself in that experience. And when I go, at the end of the day, I'll go to a hotel, I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, I'm not doing the laundry, or just those little things that you're doing at home. And you do feel this kind of space around it that you can actually absorb a lot more. Get away from people if there's anyone you need to get away from for a bit, and just be in the jewelry making kind of bubble, I suppose, for a little while is hugely beneficial. And I know that you do a lot of training as well. I love training as well. So we're all converts to the cause of constantly lifelong learning in our jewelry making.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole trip, really, isn't it? Like you said, even just when you just said about the cooking or the food or whatever, and I just remember sitting in this restaurant, I think it was in the hotel, every evening. I couldn't wait, because that was my alone time in that sense, looking out to the sea, and it was just lovely. So it's the whole trip.
Yeah, so we're super excited about it. And just a few more little logistics. So the course starts at 10 a.m. each day, which means got plenty of time to get up and have a nice breakfast and a walk along the beach and whatever you like. It runs till 5 p.m. and we take an hour break for lunch, and we're right in the centre. So there's tons of places you can explore to go and eat, some nice yummy food and things like that. Um, and all the tools and materials are provided. But of course, because you're more advanced students, if you want to bring any of your own tools, you're very welcome to. Just make sure they're all labelled. And we're going to be working with 5 stones. So in the samples I've got here, April, I'm trying to remember. I think this one is a diamond in the middle, a white diamond, gold ring with 4 salt and pepper diamonds on the side. Very beautiful. Maybe not for your first go though. Maybe we'll start with silver, because it might take a few goes to get it just right. We've got on this sample, we've got a beautiful amethyst pair in the middle and some diamonds either side, or there might be white sapphires actually, and then an amethyst on the end as well. So we will be providing lots of stones for you guys, but if you would like to bring your own, just get in touch after you've booked the course and we'll let you know the dimensions. And because they're very small, so they're not expensive stones, but it's nice to be able to, especially when you're spending 3 days on a piece, you want to make something that you're going to leave and feel really, excited about. So yeah,
It's nice having to choose from, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mix and match.
April, do you have any tips for anyone? Because we have some students signed up to the course already, and hopefully we'll have a few more. Do you have any advice for people who are joining, who may be listening and thinking, "Oh, I'm excited"? What would your advice be to them?
I think if you've already signed up to the online, or even just reading through some of the course notes and things like that would be really good. Take a look at the pictures, as you've said, you can link that in, and just have a little think about. I always like to, before I go on a course, think in my head, how would I have done that? Because I feel like we all do that with projects, don't we? When we think, oh, how do you do that? And you can't quite figure things out. So if you've got any questions about things, I'll often note them down. Because I think within this, there'll be a few kind of light bulb moments of, oh, of course that's how you do it. Because, until you've done something, it's not obvious. And then as soon as you've been shown how to do it, you think, gosh, that was so obvious. Yeah. And so I'd probably do that, I think. Prepare yourself in that way. But like you said, it's all run through step by step. So in that sense, I don't think there's a huge amount of prep really that you need to do, other than if you do want to, like you said, bring your own stones, sort of be prepared with that. And obviously you mentioned before about experience, things like that. If you feel like you're rusty on anything, which sometimes we do, even though we're not, if you want to have a revisit of something, some soldering some claws or something like that, if that's making you feel anxious, potentially, that's probably another thing I might do.
Yeah, that's a good idea, just to build up your confidence a little bit before, because like you said before, you're in a new environment. So even the best jewelers in the world, when you're put in someone else's bench, it takes a little bit of adjustment time, doesn't it? Of where are all the tools, is it the right height and all these little things. So and I think just taking the pressure off yourself as well, and knowing that you will learn what you need to learn, and it's going to be a very supportive, encouraging environment. And I just can't wait to see what everyone makes as well. And I think, we're really committed in Jewelers Academy to providing this more advanced level of training as well, because I think it's great for jewelers, especially if you're trying to build, profitability in your business. More and more, we're seeing that the more profitable jewelry businesses are the ones that are working with gold more, because the profit margins are just much higher in gold work. And even though you'll be making this in silver because it's your first go, this is the kind of thing that you would make in gold, because it's going to take a long time. And so developing your skills, whether you're at the stage where you're ready to or not yet, I think having an aim to develop your skills to more fine jewelry is in like 90+% of cases going to be the thing that's going to help to grow profitability in your business, rather than just loads of volume of silver, which can be quite unsustainable for an individual designer. Sometimes it works. Some people make it work, which is awesome as well. But we're definitely seeing more and more people moving towards fine jewelry, commission work, pieces that cost, 1,000 plus, so that you can make less pieces, make more profitability from each one, and you have that work-life balance as well. And I'm sure, April, you've probably seen that throughout your career as well. I know you've got little ones, so it's like juggling everything and, not wanting to take on commissions that are too low in terms of value, because it's just doesn't end up working out for your business.
We've only got so many hours in the day, the week, the month, haven't we? So, you've definitely got to think about that, I think. And like you say, the margin and the profitability working in gold is, it's all the same techniques and processes and things that really is working in silver. But that just made me think, actually, when we were doing one of the group calls for the masterclass for this, we got talking about potentially, if you wanted to make this in silver, for example, you could easily get this molded and cast. If it was a piece for your collection, for example, you could make a few different variations, different stone sizes, shapes, combinations, things like that, make a load of them in silver, and then you could get them molded and cast in gold, for example. So that it's so versatile. There's just so many ways you can use this, project as a whole, but also those finer step-by-step bits within it, clawing up as well. If you can translate that over to repairs if you need to, it's just so versatile.
Absolutely. I think being able to do this kind of soldering is going to make you very confident in all your soldering as well. Like you can solder this many tiny tools next to each other, which we will learn to do. Like you said, when you're doing repairs or when people are bringing in more complex pieces for you to look at, it's such helpful information. So roll on October. It's not far away now. So if you are interested, you're listening and thinking, oh my gosh, I'd love to do that, there are some spaces still available. Make sure you go ahead onto the Brighton website. I'll put the link in the show notes and you can sign up there. And if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with us. We'd be very happy to help. And if you're listening and thinking, I would love to do that, but for some reason I can't, then we do still have the online masterclass with April, which is also brilliant. They're brilliant in different ways. The online class has another whole project on top of this one, which is the Pear Colette Tiara. So I think, if you're further afield and there's just no way you could make it to us in that time frame, definitely have a think about enrolling on that. Enrollment isn't open for that at the moment, but it will open again for the masterclasses in September. So we'll let you know as soon as they are available. And that's a year of masterclasses. So we have 3 different masterclasses, and April's is the 3rd. It's like the finale of the masterclasses. And you get lifetime access to those. So it's just, even people coming to the in-person one, I think it's worth doing the online as well. But like I said, we're just so excited to offer these more in-person experiences for people. And we have lots of students traveling. Luckily, we're really close to an airport, Gatwick Airport, which is an international airport. And the train into Brighton is about the same as the train into London from Gatwick. So it's very achievable to kind of to come here if you'd like to. But it's going to be, we're going to make Tiara wedding bands. That's what's going to happen. Brilliant. Well, April, thank you so much for coming back on to share a bit about the in-person experience. My last question is maybe just a quick run through of what people can expect over the 3 days. We're wrapping up kind of sharing about this course that we put together.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. So I think on the first day, we'll be looking at the shaping and the fit predominantly. So looking how these stones will fit around an existing ring, how to create that shape, how to accommodate the stones. So yeah, we'll be looking at that, but also actually how it fits around the finger. So lots of three-dimensional considerations before we start the actual making and shaping. And then moving on to creating the holes for the stones, obviously after the soldering and refining of the shape. So yeah, there'll be lots of drilling, burring, measuring, all the good technical bits and pieces in there. And then the sort of really yummy bit, which is burring out and measuring and all sorts for the clawing up, I call it. So creating the claws, slotting those in, and then soldering those on. And then finally it'll be actually setting the stone, so the claw setting, yeah. So there'll be a lot of technical like sort of yummy bits and hints and tips thrown in there as well.
Absolutely. Well, it all sounds gorgeous to me. I think, yeah, we're going to be in our own little worlds, aren't we, for those 3 days, kind of focused on our own little pieces that we're making. And I love that about jewelry making. It's like whatever's going on in your life or in the world or whatever, it's like, this is all that matters right now, is how can I get water sit in here, and kind of keeps us very present and mindful, I think.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I think the best bit for me is teaching the soldering as well. So sort of when we get to that stage where everyone might be a little bit nervous about putting your claws on and things, I think that's going to be a really exciting moment between us all as well. So yeah, I can't wait.
Absolutely. And even when you're learning in this way, like a project-based class with an outcome, it helps all of your skills, in terms of like shaping, filing, soldering, like you said. And the way that April does it might be different to how you've been taught to do it before, and you get to try on different things. Like every time I do a new course, I learn not only what's in the course, but some other bits and pieces that I never expected to learn about, that I'm like, oh, that's how they store their tools, or oh, that's how they hold their torch. It's different to how I was taught, and well, that's how close I need to do something. So yeah, it's
even the small things like how to set up your tweezers, or how to hold your hands when you're burring something out. Those little tiny, or what seem like little tiny things, can be so valuable just to be shown, and someone kind of come in and tweak this, maybe try this a little bit. That is the one thing I think I just love about learning and having someone there with you is that you get that direct feedback, don't you? And it would be lovely, like I say, to have everyone there, sort of sharing little bits that they do, and
yeah, and we learn from each other as well, don't we? When you're sat next to someone, seeing what they're doing, peeking over, it's like, oh, that's how you do it. And so yeah, it's going to be a lovely few days and a lovely experience. And yeah, and it's a one-off, so it's an exciting week. April's coming down, and it's going to be a trip, so hopefully we'll see some of you guys there as well. So April, thank you once again for coming and sharing about the course coming up, and we're excited to see you guys all there. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your week, everyone. We'll see you back next week for another episode of the podcast.